All episodes of The Way We Haunt Now deal thematically with death and dying. Many contain mild horror elements. This episode contains depiction of alcohol consumption and inebriation. Take care, listeners.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, wraith raccoons were stirring, and you know what? No, this is weird even for me. I refuse to narrate this in rhyme. I've got enough on my plate, honestly. And if my friends decide to make merry in the face of mounting worry, whistling past the graveyard, so to speak, that doesn't mean I've got to recap it in the bougiest way possible. I was out, searching for information about poltergeists. Josie and Lota were in charge in my absence. Decisions were made. Questionable decisions.
This is The Way We Haunt Now, episode 14, The Bakeoff.
Oh, well, that's done. And I'm exhausted. Who knew Mary did so much?
I know. I just got back from meeting with another new ghost.
Another one? How many is that this week?
5. And I hate to say it.
Then don't say it.
Josie, I think we're going to have to join forces. Start a support group, maybe, instead of trying to keep up with all of these one-on-ones.
No.
Look, you said it yourself. This is exhausting. We don't know how long Mary's going to be gone. And the new ghosts just keep coming. Something big is happening, causing all of these deaths. And I don't think it's going to slow down. Not anytime soon.
I'll think about it. But for the record, I hate this idea.
Noted.
And I don't want to think about it tonight. I want to do something to blow off some steam.
Paint the town in ectoplasm, so to speak.
Actually, I was thinking about something more domestic.
Oh.
Fine. Dead ovens were sourced with particular care to prepare for a bake-off they soon would declare.
We've rounded up 3 of the Afterlife's finest home bakers. The ovens are preheated and the recipes are set. It's time for the great ghostly Our judges, Dr. Alicia Delaney, connoisseur of all things baked, and Eulalie Reed, renowned baker of the best lemon bars known to humankind, will be determining the winner of this competition. And we'll start with one of the most notorious baked goods of all time. The bakers are at their stations. The judges are poised on the edges of their seats. So all that's left to say is, ready, set...
Parker, the music.
Oh, right! Lota is a ghost baker from the UK who spent her final days in the US with her partner and her dogs. Her specialties as a living baker were dog biscuits and, well, regular biscuits. Or cookies. Tell us, Lota, what kind of fruitcake will you be baking for the judges today?
Yes, I'm making the classic Better Haunts and Graveyard fruitcake recipe. It's usually got dried apricots, candied pineapple and candied orange peel and a splash of rum. But, of course, we're subject to what we can get via our favourite cosmic loophole. So I'll be using candied chili mango, candied lime peels, and candied kiwi from one of those dried fruit baskets that's gone off, and a recently spilled gin barrel finished cider. Yeah, I hope so.
Well, you've got plenty to do, so we'll let you get back to it. Our next contestant, Frankie, never baked a day in her life. Or afterlife either. She'll be making a traditional Victorian Christmas cake. Tell us about it, Frankie.
Mama always instructed the cook to prepare one of these for the holidays. I never really cared for it, actually, but needs must.
And what spin will you be putting on this historical bake?
Well, all I've managed to gather fruit-wise are dried apples and pears. So I'll be pairing... Pun not intended. I'll be, combining those with some coffee imperial stout, which Lota assures me is quite good, oatmeal, and a lot of cinnamon and nutmeg.
My co-host raises a valid question. Will the judges consider this paired down cake a legitimate fruitcake?
As I really didn't have much selection, I suppose I'll just have to wait and see.
Fair enough. We'll leave you to it. Our final contestant, Josie, has revealed only that she spent a lot of time in New Mexico before her death. She'll be baking a boozy fruitcake, which Alicia will heartily approve. What's your approach, Josie?
Well, I haunted the liquor store for a while, and while nothing broke or got tossed, managed to manifest just enough to rattle a few top-notch bottles of scotch off the shelf. So I'm making a nice smoky fruitcake with some of that chili mango Lota snagged, a healthy amount of dried cherries, a bit of Earl Grey tea, and a few dried apples.
Agreed. With only an hour left, the Bakeoff is heating up. And not just because the bakers have cranked up their dead ovens in the attempt to ensure that these dense cakes bake all the way through in time. When we get back, we'll find out who's met the judges' expectations and who will go home in flour-covered shame. After these messages...
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Warmth and light. Happy Merry, friends.
And we're back. The bakers are preparing to pull their cakes out of the oven, and the judges are gearing up to eat. Well, observe, actually. They're alive, they can't eat dead food. The results. Apartment, will you do the honors?
2 minutes left.
Oh, crap.
Lota, is everything okay?
My cake's bubbled over a bit and burnt at the edges, which doesn't seem quite right.
Oh, I'm sure it will be fine.
Done my best, anyway.
Frankie's never baked before, so I'm sure you'll make it through.
Hey, I heard that.
Get your cakes on their stands and prepare yourself to be judged in...
1.
Hands off the fruitcakes! Now, the contestants will present their unique takes on the classic fruitcake to the webcam, one by one, starting with Josie.
This is a smoky chipotle fruitcake with chili mango, cherries, and oats. Oh, that sounds amazing.
I can almost imagine that I smell it. Hold it in front of the camera.
Oh, it holds the cake pan form nicely, and the icing is drizzled in an enticing way.
I don't even like cake, and I'd love to try this if I could.
It would make you a cake convert, trust me.
Thanks, Josie. Now it's Lotta's turn in front of the judges.
I accidentally went for a sort of tropical vibe. Chili mango, candied lime peels, and pineapple. Gin apple cider. Ooh, that also sounds amazing.
It does. Let's take a look. Oof. The bake didn't go so well, huh?
No, I think I used too much sugar and liquid.
Oh, that's too bad, Lotta. But I'm sure the judges will take the difficulty sourcing ingredients into account for all of you. Okay, now it's Frankie's turn to reveal her fruitcake.
Mine is a traditional Christmas cake. I've used coffee imperial stout, apples and pears instead of the usual ingredients, though.
Ooh, sounds good.
It does, but does that mean it's not really a fruitcake? I feel like there has to be more fruit, right?
Yeah, to be honest, I've always thought there was too much fruit in fruitcakes now.
That's fair. Okay, show us the cake. What happened to your cake, Frankie?
The batter was so thick, I thought I might need to knead it. And then it didn't want to go into the cake tin properly, so I had to sort of tamp it in so that it picked up the swirl pattern.
What a resourceful approach, Frankie. So, judges, do we have a winner?
Yes, I think we do.
We'll let the apartment announce the winner.
Drum roll, please.
Hey, that's not...
Wait a minute.
Okay, Frankie it is then.
Huh. Congratulations, Frankie. I suppose I should have seen this coming.
I wonder who really won.
It certainly shouldn't have been me. Look at this mess.
Well, congratulations anyway.
Your first bake is something to be celebrated. You'll have more luck with the actual bake next time.
I don't think there's going to be a next time. The dust of the flour on my hands is excruciating. How do you stand the mess?
There's usually less mess. Is that icing in your eyelashes?
Then they heard Parker say, ere they logged off for the night, "Merry Bakeoff to all, and to all warmth and light." Are you happy now? Let's never speak of this again.
This episode of The Way We Haunt Now was written and directed by Courtney Floyd, with creative input by Georgia Mckenzie and Becca Marcus. Our sound designer was Brad Colbroock, and voice acting, in order of appearance, was by
Kira Apple as the narrator and Mary.
Georgia Mckenzie as Josie.
Becca Marcus as Lota.
Marnie Warner as Parker.
Allie Hilton.
Jeff Goldman.
Kirsty Wolven. Megan Gwen Davis.
Natalie Hunter
as the apartment.
Courtney Floyd as Eulalie.
Eleanor Gray as Frankie.
Paul H.Rollins is Nick Castleby.
Brad Colbroock as Cass Bromley.
Tal Minear as Myrtle.
Lindsay Zana as Danny.
Jessica Winston as Alicia.
Tim Lowe as John Harker.
Fun fact. According to Better Haunts and Graveyards, the fruitcake Lotta made should have been baked in a cremation chamber. But apparently those things never say die, so a regular dead oven it had to be. Happy winter holidays if you celebrate. Don't forget to check out our website, hauntnowpod.com, for your gifts. By which I mean transcripts, information about our cast and crew, and more. And if you're on Twitter, tell us what you would bake if you were a ghost. Don't forget to tag us at HauntNowPod. And, as always, haunt responsibly.
Before we move on to the next song from the Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack, which you've heard me say several times tonight is the only acceptable Christmas album. Thank you very much. What was I saying? It's the pumpkin eggnog. So good and so terrible. Oh, yeah. Before we move on to the next Nightmare Before Christmas track, let me share this.
Magic comes from the same place inside each of us. It's only the form it takes that is different. Feel it all throughout your body. Think about it pulsing through you like blood. Focus on your heartbeat. Can you feel it?
Are you okay?
Everyone has been staring the whole time.
Well, yeah. Didn't they tell you?
That I'm the most powerful lightning mage this place has seen in years? Yeah, Professor Sumner maybe mentioned it.
Bryn Tessick, Photomancer Class 6, Umbromancer Class 5. I'm here to challenge you to a duel.
Bryn, she's brand new here, and she doesn't know the rules, and she doesn't know any magic.
Exactly. That's why everybody's going to see that she's not special. Just because some machine said she was, doesn't mean she's somebody.
So you're saying she's had practice?
I'm saying she's had training. I don't think we're looking at the late bloomer here at all.
We're kids, Ellie. I just got here. A week ago I was a normal girl, and 3 days ago I didn't think I'd ever have to worry about magic. All I want to do is fade into the background and get this over with.
Electromancy, a new fantasy adventure podcast coming July 7th.
You're talking about me like I'm some kind of revolutionary.
That would be a dangerous thing to say, and an even more dangerous thing to be.